You think that your opinion is over other people's opinions. You think you were right subjectively.
Okay.
What is right or wrong?
Okay, is murder wrong?
Yes, of course.
Well, then abortion should
Not
be
in
illegal.
every case.
Answer to question.
What constitutes a human? What is a human?
Deoxyribonucleic acid and conception.
But to me, a
forming
human
it.
would be someone with a consciousness who is alive in this world.
Well,
To
guess
you,
what? You're wrong. So
but
that's
no,
fine.
you're wrong because I think that's right and you think that's
Prove
right.
me. Prove it wrong.
Charlie Kirk took his time to explain, you understand, what the soul means, what a human means, and what it means, you understand, to be accountable for your actions. And then he does that, you understand, by educating a group of students, you understand, concerning this. And I decided, let me share this, you understand, with you. So without any further ado, let's get on to the video and then check this out.
Okay, so one thing I want to start off with is, why does your opinion trump over any other people's opinion?
Right. So do you believe that there is a truth out there?
Everything is subjective, but there is a right or wrong morally, especially when you're in a cultured society that is based off a set of standards and norms that we act on and we act as.
So everything is subjective. So is it objectively true you and I are having a conversation right now?
Yes.
So that's not subjective then. So not everything is subjective.
So why do you believe morals?
Right? So something is objective.
Yes, but why do you believe your subjective opinion
gonna get
trumps
there.
over other people's opinion?
Well, let me ask you another question. I'll tell you. I will answer.
Please don't interrupt me. You can no. Let me finish my sentence. I do not want to hear it. You think that your opinion is over other people's opinions. You think you were right subjectively.
Okay.
What is right or wrong?
Okay. Is murder wrong?
Yes, of course.
Well, then abortion should
Not
be
in
illegal.
every case.
Answer to question.
What constitutes a human? What is a human?
Deoxyribonucleic acid and conception.
But to me, a
forming
human
it.
would be someone with a consciousness who is alive in this world.
Well,
To
guess
you,
what? You're wrong. So
but
that's
no,
fine.
you're wrong because I think that's right and you think that's
Prove
right.
me. Prove it wrong.
What constitutes a human being? What is the
So if
definition
you
of a
take
human
DNA
being?
and
The creation of DNA that will never exist again, and a soul goes into that moment. I don't expect you guys.
What's a soul?
A soul?
What's a soul?
No, maybe not. What is a soul?
What is a soul?
The eternal, indistinguishable, let's just say, non-visible being of your existence.
I don't believe that. I don't
Well,
believe anything
I'm
is
sorry-
eternal.
I'm sorry
And
you
that
don't believe it.
that does not make yours
Yeah,
true.
you
It
do.
makes
Hold on a
yours
second.
opinion isn't,
Here's the thing.
overwhelming.
At some point, somebody's truth has to win. Because guess what? Your
In
truth is
death.
your truth doesn't matter.
But
That's
guess
still
what?
a truth
You've had
claim.
your truth in this country for the past thousands of decades.
Thousands of decades.
Not thousands. Whatever. My bad. That's a little embarrassing. But
My bad.
your truth has been the narrative of this country forever.
Has
and
it?
you think
Roe
yes,
versus
the
Wade
white
just
straight
got
male truth-
repealed. Abortion was legal in this country for 40 years.
and before the 40 years, what was
And
it?
crime dropped
Thankfully illegal in
40%
most
after it
And
went.
on top of that, do you
Oh,
not
Wait, hold
think-
on. Do you think abortion lowers crime rates?
Crime,
does.
crime dropped
100%.
40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that the case?
It's called a statistic.
Who has the most abortions in America?
Woman.
Black people. Is that
Black
so? Are you
women.
trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb lower crime? That's a very racist argument.
That is not a
Okay.
racist.
You know blacks have 45% of the
I would suggest choosing African American.
blacks. What? Okay.
Sir, that's a leading question.
Huh?
Sir, that's a leading question.
You guys can come up and talk if you want. Yeah, it's 95 degrees out here, man. So, yes, sir.
That's a racist. Okay.
No, you're the racist. You're the says that abortion lowers crime rates and blacks have the most abortions in the country. Yes.
I believe it's subjective.
Not name calling. Wait, is it not Black Lives Matter or is it African American Lives Matter? It's both. Oh, really? Okay, I thought it was BLM, so I say blacks. Okay.
He was just okay, not too much, Andrew. Do you believe that you have some sort of privilege that skews your view on other people's lives? Because personally, I don't believe you could step in my shoes as a black woman and relate and understand the things. So I feel like it's not fair for you to choose what I get to do with my life because I'm a black woman in a white society.
What does being black have to do with truth?
Because there are different things that we experience,
Like what?
and my truth might not be your truth.
What, did you get into college easier than I do?
What?
Yes, you get jobs and internships that white kids don't get.
Oh, we're
You have,
poor white people.
you have entire movements dedicated to your race.
We're so like.
Okay.
Sir, do you remember the
Those
novel?
movements are to get rights. You're crazy. Okay,
So,
salt.
do
Give me
you
salt.
do you not believe in racism?
Of course racism exists. The Democrat Party is still alive and well.
Do you think people are racist against white people?
All the time. All the time.
That's his definition
Affirmative
of
action is
racism.
racism against white people. Yes.
Okay.
And Asians as well.
And Asians, that's right.
So I do have a question in that sense. If affirmative action is racism, why are most colleges predominantly white?
Why are they most predominantly white?
Why are most colleges, public colleges, are predominantly
Yeah,
white?
we
I'm
are.
talking to you.
We're a majority white country. You realize that, right? So colleges are the depiction of the nation.
Okay.
And actually, blacks on campus are disproportionate more than their population in certain areas, in certain campuses, than their population because of affirmative action.
In HBCUs? Is that what
Certain
you're talking
campuses.
About? Are you talking about HBCUs?
So, but let me just ask a more broad philosophical question. Why does skin color matter at all? Why should we care about it?
Because of the society we live in. Because
Well, hold on.
of the society
But no.
we
You're
live
dismissing anything that has ever happened to someone of color
Let me ask
by
you a
saying
question.
that.
What can you do, or what can I do that you can't do?
Explain
What
how
law?
affirmative action works. Explain how
Affirmative action is lowering of tests, standards, and quota for a
Wrong.
quota.
You're an idiot.
No, it's
I'm
not.
gonna tell you
It's
how
the way
it
it
works.
works.
I'm gonna tell you how it works.
Let him talk.
It's the way it works.
Just
I'm
let him
not going to
talk.
entertain fallacies. Tell me,
You won't
why?
entertain me because I.
Just let him
Why-
talk. We have to hear your fallacies.
It's fine.
Why
It's
does
fine.
skin color matter?
Let him talk. Well, don't
I
call him an idiot.
believe skin color matters because of the society
He's not
we
being
are
respectful.
in.
Do you know how
And I
this
guess
shit
it
works?
goes
It's
into
called
critical
rights.
race theory.
Removing
Yes,
rights
it is.
is
Because of the
disrespectful.
society we have
I'll
lived
do it too.
in, race is a factor. If from the beginning of time race wasn't a factor, and there was never anybody who was oppressed because of their race, I feel like it would not play a part in anything that we do. But because literally less.
Oh, it's just Charlie.
They were interrupting you.
You believe on black crime?
Do I believe in black on black crime?
Yeah.
It's abundant.
Explain, please.
Yeah, it's the #1 cause of death in many black communities. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like,
He is right.
Okay. Now,
So back to our previous argument that was interrupted. So in the sense of what, like I was saying, you don't believe like because of the history and because races have been oppressed, you don't believe like race plays a part in things, and you don't believe like.
no, that's not true. No. So, do you know who Thomas Sowell is? You know who Thomas Sowell is?
No.
I really encourage you to look. Thomas Sowell's great. He's one of the best black economists of the 20th century. Grew up in Harlem, and he's done the best research in the 1940s, 1950s, and 60s black community. And essentially, his argument is that black America was experiencing a renaissance in the 50s and 60s, despite discrimination. Yes. Now, the one part that I would agree with,
But however, it's not the black community as a whole; it's Harlem black community.
there's Chicago too, but let's pretend you're right, okay? The one argument that I would agree with, and I'm against systemic racism arguments, the one that I would say, you know what, there was something very wrong is when Democrat Lyndon Baines Johnson came in and destroyed the black nuclear family. If there was one part where I could say, you know what, that was unjust and that has to be undone, it's when Lyndon Baines Johnson went in through the Great Society program with the intent to destroy the black nuclear family.
Okay. So in that sense, do you believe the war on drugs also played a part? Or
Not
do you not
really.
believe in
No.
the war on drugs?
Well, look, I mean, I believe we should be very harsh on drugs, but I think I would give some merit to the argument of some government agencies peddling cocaine in the inner cities. There is evidence to show that. I'm not going to debate it. Do I think it has so for example, like there's one number that I'm fascinated with, right? Single motherhood in the black community was about 28% in 1945. Okay? Now it's around 65 to 70%. Why? Are we more racist than we were in 1945?
No.
Okay. So then what happened?
The war on drugs.
Okay,
the
fair
war
enough.
on drugs. The demolishing the nuclear family in a sense.
Right,
And
we
I
agree.
believe due to the history that's happened, racism is still very prevalent in a lot of the a lot of the systems that are in America, correct?
Yeah. So no, of course not. But I was actually caught by your shirt. You know, Malcolm X was super pro-life.
Yes.
I think Malcolm X could teach a lot of the black movement something, because more so than Martin Luther King, because Malcolm X, I'm getting there. Malcolm X, some people don't describe him correctly as being violent, right? That was a very small part of his literature. He was very big on trying to get black America to succeed despite the white liberal.
Yes.
And
Not the white liberal.
he did say white liberal. Oh, you go look up the Malcolm X white liberal quote. And so I think that's interesting. Just think about it. Go look up Malcolm X warned against white liberals owning black America for their own gain, which is exactly what BLM is.
Okay, so back to my initial point. Back to my initial point. You don't believe that my truth can be different than yours, specifically based on race.
Experiences can be different, but there is always a truth. I'll give you an example. We all might have 5 different opinions of a car crash, right? But eventually a truth will be revealed of what really happened. Does that make sense?
So you believe that your truth is the truth that you have found yourself is the ultimate truth.
I would hope so. Yeah. And I'm willing to learn.
And then make America great again.
Otherwise,
I mean,
I think Malcolm X could teach us a lot right now. Yes.
What do you think about like the 1960s and 70s militarization of the police, the shift in the police?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally very pro-police. What about the military? I mean, the question is what came first, and I honestly don't know the answer. Was it the rise in crime, or was it the police that went into the interview?
If you knew what you were talking about, you would know the answer.
Yeah, it's not so clear. Because there was a massive crime wave in the early 1970s in New York, where a lot of New Yorkers demanded more police with heavier weaponry and the ability to enforce the law.
And post-militarization of the police, crime went up.
And then it went down in the 80s. Violent crime went big time down.
Well, let's talk about the 10 years that right after. What happened there? What do you think happened?
So you're drawing a correlation between police officers being militarized and more people committing crimes.
Over militarization of the police, yes.
Why?
Not exactly more people committing crimes, more people being arrested for crimes
and
put into jail or minor crimes.
I can't disagree with that.
The prison system, I mean, we account for.
Yeah, I mean, why do people go to prison, right? Because they commit crimes. So.
Wow, that's a very interesting one. Listening to Charlie Kirk, of course, making his explanation to these college students. But then, if you look at this in a sense critically, though I don't have a problem with it, but then I have seen people in a sense having issues with racist, and then to me, I do feels like when they say that in a sense I am black, it does not change the fact that in a sense I'm a black. But then some people in a sense find it in a sense offensive. When you say you understand that they are black, they feels like they feel like they are of subhuman. Yeah, let me put it that way. They feel like as if they are subhuman, and then therefore feels like people should not describe them as black. But then to me, I just feels like, you understand, yeah, they are black. But then if you look at it in a sense critically, just like how I was listening to someone last week, and then he was asking that does all humans in a sense have soul? And I was like, yeah, all humans in a sense have soul. Then the whole thing is, if you are black, what's the color of your soul? And if you are white, what's the color of your soul? And if you are brown, what's the color of your soul? You see, everything in a sense is the same. Just like how in a sense Charlie Kirk was talking about, you understand, truth. Whether you understand you are white, you're brown, you are whatever, you understand, you are truth is always, you understand, the truth. And just like how he explained for the college students, in a sense, requirement for you to be considered, in a sense, for an admission, they will not say that because of you are white, okay, let's admit this because he is white or because of he is black. No, it's based on your academic in a sense performance to determine to whether in a sense you'll be admitted to a particular department or not, and not basically in a sense by your own race. But then anyway, just like how I say that some people in a sense find it offensive, but then others don't. But then as for me, I do not even find it in a sense any offensive, because as for me, of course, I actually have a younger brother that was admitted to University of Ohio for him to continue with his PhD, and then everything in a sense was considered based on his own academic performance. It wasn't basically because of his race, because he is black, but about his performance, if he can be able to do whatever he say in a sense he want to do. And then that's one thing in a sense I like about America, or should I say living the American dream. It's about what he can be able to contribute in a sense to the society. And that's one thing I like about President Donald Trump. He says that, of course, why not in a sense people get in a sense the green card in a sense. If you have in a sense at least in a sense a college degree, it means that for you to be able to be there in a sense for 4 years or whatever number of years your program, you understand, might be, it means that you are able to abide by their laws and live, you understand, by how, you understand, things has been stated. And then if you should do that, then why not, you understand, you also get the green card in order for you, you understand, to stay there. So even though some of those things, you understand, we are all are debatable, and then some feels like they are politically, you understand, motivated, but nevertheless, whatever, you understand, Charlie Kirk is doing, I think that is a good thing, because he tends to make a lot of, you understand, clarification. And some of the movement, we will talk about, you understand, Malcolm X, just like how the lady, you understand, X asked, and then he was trying to clarify some of the things, and then the movement, you understand, representing the black people. I know that a lot of you have thought an opinion, you understand, concerning this, and I wanted to drop it at the comment section, because I find some of these things, you understand, very interesting. That's why I choose to share them, you understand, with you. So this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share, and subscribe. If you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section, and I'm going to check it out. So guys, you remain blessed, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.